you're going to need a fork and a knife. This is Deep Dishing Sports with Bruce and Eli.
All right. Speaking of excitement, are you excited for this Bears-Falcons game?
Meow, 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 meow. I am.
We're about to preview this Bears-Falcons game coming up. It's week 3, obviously. Bears are 2-0 for the first time since 2013. But we went 8-8 in that season, so don't get too excited.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, we make the Super Bowl. No,
nope.
Bruce.
We went 8-8. But that was the year that Jay Cutler got injured. Remember, we went 7-3 and then got injured in that Chargers game. He broke his thumb or something like that after throwing an interception.
Yeah.
So
we didn't have a backup.
That was I think that was Caleb Payne.
Story of our lives.
But yeah, we'll see if the story is different this year. But anyway, this week we got a Falcons team that we're going down to Atlanta to visit. Let's preview this game. So let's start it off with our offense. So in terms of the Falcons' defense, they're terrible.
Yeah. to say the least.
Yes. The last 2 QBs that have faced the Falcons have won NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So,
wow.
If there is any game, and I can't even count how many times we've said this, but if there is any game that Trubisky can get going, guys, it's this one. I mean, we sound like a broken record saying that, and then it never happened.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if there's, and then not to mention Dante Fowler and Tack McKinley, they're both the Falcons' starting defensive ends. They're both injured, and they might not play. So,
wow,
we should put up points in this game, guys. Should. The keyword is should, because it just always seems that after a good game, Trubisky he poo-poos himself. And I feel like a lot of people were very harsh on me last Bear Down Breakdown because I was apparently way too high on Trubisky. I was trying to give him his props for what I thought was a decent game, even though the stats didn't say that. If you watched the game, all 4 quarters, every single play, you would see that he did some good things in that game.
Right.
But apparently I was too positive.
I was. Okay. You were way too positive. Especially with Mitchell Trubisky, you can't say anything good about him. The nerve of
How
you.
dare I? The
How
audacity
dare you?
of myself. But no, yeah, if there's any game that the Bears offense that could get going, it's this one. Now, the Bears defense.
Yeah.
That's a different story. So the Falcons, the last 2 games, they're 0-2, guys. But they might be the best 0-2 team in the league. Because they put up 20
from an offensive
They put up 25 points in the first game and lost. 39 points in the second game and lost. Which, by the way, I'm gonna re-say the stat that I said last week because this stat is insane. There have been 440 times in the league since 1933 that a team has scored 39 points and committed 0 turnovers. 440 times they won. This was the only time in league history since 1933 that they lost.
Leave it to the Falcons.
But yeah, I mean their offense is amazing. Calvin Ridley is a monster. Week 1 against the Seahawks.
Yeah, we got the wrong.
9 catches.
We got the wrong Ridley.
Against the Seahawks, he had 9 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Versus the Cowboys last week, he had 7 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. The only thing that we have going for us is Julio Jones is banged up. But I would expect him to play. The only thing that worries me, though, and that their passing game has been elite, obviously, but their running game. Now, their running game hasn't been crazy good. Todd Gurley hasn't been able to get off yet this year, but the Bears, we're missing our starting nose tackle, our second string nose tackle, because Eddie Goldman decided not to play this year. But yeah, John Jenkins, they put him on IR. He's out for the next couple weeks. So we don't have a nose tackle. We had to sign one off of the Steelers practice squad. Which, by the way, did you see this?
My God, what do they 6'7"?
These dudes. He's 6'7".
352.
He's a grizzly bear. He
looked like he ate about 6 babies. Just 6 whole babies. He just put some hot sauce on them and just went to town. That's how big he is. My God.
Yeah, he's huge.
Good Lord.
But granted, he was on a practice squad, so that
right. So let's not get carried away.
Just because you're big doesn't mean you can play in the league.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I feel like if there's any game that Todd Gurley can go off and get going, it's this game. So not only do we have to worry about their dynamic passing offense, they got Todd Gurley too. So, and supposedly, we let 56-year-old Adrian Peterson go off on us in week 1. So, what are your thoughts on this game, Bruce?
When we discussed the score on Bear Down Breakdown on Sunday, I gave a score of, I got the Bears winning 31-20, but that was before I kind of checked out this Atlanta Falcons offense.
Yeah.
My God, man. Like they have close to 900 yards total in 2 games. 886. They scored. They got averaged 32 points a game, which is 5th in the NFL. Now, granted, the Bears defense, one of the tops in the league. That's no doubt, and the numbers over the first 2 games have shown that. But let's be honest, man. We played the Detroit Lions, who was minus their star wide receiver, and we played the New York Giants, who lost their best offensive player to a torn ACL. So this is the first true test for this defense. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm more worried about the defense than I am the offense in this game.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think we can put up some points against Atlanta defense. Like the Atlanta defense, just looking at the film, their defense is bad. They're terrible. They don't have an impact player on that defense. Like you just mentioned their two.
Dante Fowler is the best player, and he might not play. So.
Dante Fowler, and he it's quite possibly that he won't be playing, but I'm more concerned about the defense. Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley is probably one of the best 1-2 in the league, hands down.
Definitely.
And you kind of seeing the torch being passed from Julio Jones to Calvin Ridley. Like, folks, that's how you'll see how good Calvin Ridley is when you watch them play this Sunday. His route running is phenomenal. And I said that when he was at, what college did he go to?
Alabama.
Roll Tide. That's right. He went to Alabama, baby, because all they do is produce NFL players. His route running is fantastic. And I just feel like we got the wrong Ridley, but that's neither here nor there. But this is a huge test. This is going to be a huge test for our defense. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I had the Bears winning.
Yeah, and I had the Bears losing.
You did.
I said that this one, I feel like this is going to be our first loss. We're going on the road. Now we're missing our second string nose tackle. This is going to be a tough game to steal a win from. If we do, we're gonna need Bobby Massey to catch another pass for first down to win this game.
Oh no. Can I ask you a question? Doesn't it feel like, and I could just be tweaking, but does Bears fans, it's almost like we want them to lose. I feel like we're 0-2 more than we're 2-0 because of how we won. I just feel like it's one of the.
No, you would think that we're 0-2 because I had a blooper that was someone decided to call me out.
Oh, they called you out.
But I said that last week's loss wasn't to blame on Trubisky.
Yeah.
And they said, it's because Trubisky always makes it feel like a loss. Like, no, the fans make it feel like a loss. Like you look all over Twitter, you look all over the Facebook fan pages, listening to radio. You would think that we're 0-2. You would literally think that we're in 0-2.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
So I almost felt like
I get it that they're two games that, you know, if our offense played better, we would have, you know, dominated those two games. I get it, but yeah, I mean it's tough to be 2-0 right now. I mean, you look at all the other teams.
Yeah.
And I gave the stat out last week. 63% of teams that go 2-0 make the postseason. So we got favor on our side, no matter how we got to here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, and I know a lot of football fans, like my brother is watching right now. Shout out to Ernie. But football fans, football fans that know football, like, you know, the team doesn't look the same in week 10 than it does in week 2. So we just have to hope that our offense grows, that we find an identity, that Matt Nagy keeps running the football, doesn't get away from that David Montgomery stays healthy, because if he goes down, we're kind of struck.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been healthy so far. You look at, I mean, last week, look at San Francisco. Shout out to Sha, because she's a 49ers fan. But oh my God, there are injuries,
bro.
And the last time that we were really good, back in 2018, a big testament to that was our health. We stayed healthy throughout the whole year.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't wish injuries on anyone, but Aaron Rodgers could go down. You know, one of the other top NFC teams in the league, their quarterback or you know, big time impact player can go down, and that's just part of the game. So that the Bears, you know, we could capitalize on those kind of things. So we'll see, man. Like it's still so early. It's still so early, but we're not 0-2, guys. Let's calm that down.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah. This is a game, just kind of getting back to the game a little bit. This is a game where Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn, they're going to have to get a lot of pressure on Matt Ryan. Throw off that timing with Julio and Calvin Ridley. Like, get as much pressure as possible on Matt Ryan. If he gets comfortable in that pocket, Matt Ryan is, I'm not saying he's a really good quarterback. He's had a great career. And if he gets on a roll, if he gets comfortable, he could dissect you. So it's just one of those things where you're going to have to put a lot of pressure on him.
Definitely. We're going to need our run defense to step up. That front seven, now that we're missing our second string nose tackle, our front seven is going to need to be prepared for a whole lot of Todd Gurley, because yes, their passing game is amazing, but scouting also matters. And I know Atlanta can see that we're missing a nose tackle, so they might just shove it down our throats, even though they have a great passing game. So we'll see.
Let's hope not.
We'll see. Okay, so you're sticking with your score prediction then for this week.
But I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change the score.
Okay.
I still got the Bears winning, but I think they win 28-27. Mitch is going to lead them to a game-winning touchdown drive.
Wow.
And Mitch, I trust.
Game-winning touchdown drive.
Yeah. Game-winning touchdown
drive. Let's hope that's not like just a fourth quarter thing, and that he shows up for all four quarters.
Right.